And go. Good evening, guys and gals. It's Phoenix bringing you guys another episode of All Talk Wrestling. Got my man Mike Wise and we got my man Rayne here to do a weekend review of all wrestling that we had an opportunity to watch. First thing that we're definitely going to touch base on is going to be the Royal Rumble. With full disclosure, Michael Stoneback and Armand Honeycutt unfortunately couldn't make it today, but we'll go ahead and man the show. How are you guys doing this evening?
Good.
Always good, man. Like I said, we got a whole lot to unpack. With the first thing that I wanted to talk about was the Royal Rumble. As we all saw in the Women's Royal Rumble, we had my pick, Bianca Belair, win the Royal Rumble in one of the most epic 3 women finishes that I've seen in a while, between her and Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. And of course, we had Edge winning on the men's side of the Royal Rumble. So he gets his second Royal Rumble win actually to the date, 9 years to the date, I believe it was, 9 or 10 years to the date, or was it 11? 11 years to the date from when he last won the Royal Rumble. So that was actually dope. And I want to start off with the Women's Royal Rumble. Were you impressed with the pick that of the superstar that won? Mike, I'll turn the question to you first. How impressed were you with Bianca Belair winning the Royal Rumble, or do you feel like another?
I mean, to be honest, it was kind of really expected. You probably went to Sasha, I'm with it. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. First, I wasn't sold on her, but I ain't gonna lie. She has been impressing me lately. So she seemed like someone that
kind of there, but not. Try this again. Okay, through the technical difficulties, don't know exactly what happened, but we kind of got stopped and froze there. So, Mike, you were saying that. What were you saying in regards to Bianca winning?
Bianca, man, through everything going on, the way she was built, the way she was pushed pre-Royal Rumble, that she was a high favorite, very high favorite. Came in number 3, looked very strong, made her went very distance. It looks like she's going to go after Sasha. First, I wasn't really all for her. Didn't really care for her. But, she impressive. She good. She athletic. She's going to be around for a while.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And Rayne, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you. How did you feel about Bianca's performance, and what did you feel could have been potentially different in that match?
I loved her performance. I was glad it came down to her and Rhea Ripley. I was sort of going for Rhea Ripley, but at the same time, I was happy Bianca Belair won. I think her is I'm real skeptical on when they come up NXT how they're going to be treated, but she's had some lull, but still pretty strong. So I'm really happy, and most likely she'll be going after Sasha. But what I did not like was how they played my pick, Alexa Bliss. She literally was in there for all of 30 seconds before they all ganged up on her like Nia Jax and put her out.
Yeah, that didn't really sit well with me, and it didn't make sense either because I don't know, man. She probably could have dominated it, and I think the whole transformation thing that she did, I feel like that would have been an amazing spot to have her. I don't know, I thought that she was gonna pull some type of Mick Foley type move, where she enters once as the Firefly Funhouse Alexa Bliss, then she comes back as her goddess persona, and then she comes back as the Fiend persona. That would have been dope. Honestly, I would have rathered that than them using necessary spots on people like Tori fucking Wilson. We did not need to see her back at all.
We did not.
I can't.
30. That was such a waste.
I can't name 10 Tori Wilson matches to give a damn about her being back in the WWE, like at all.
Only thing I remember really is her Playboy cover. Honestly.
So my dark horse was Naomi, and she lasted pretty long. What she's like, Final 5, Final 4, or something like that.
Yeah.
And there were moments in that match where I really thought Naomi was gonna go all the way. I love the spot between her and Bianca Belair where they were both on the outside and they were fighting each other, and it's like, hold on, let's both get up, and they used their athleticism to get up. That touched my heart, man. That was Black Girl Magic working at its finest right there. You love to see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Naomi's she's really underrated. But at the same time, if they actually put some steam behind her, and like when the fans are there, when they tie into her entrance, I think they can get a lot out of her.
And they did that once before, like when she won the women's championship back in 2016. It's like, yo, she's marketable as a top champion. You guys know this, and her glow belt, before it even got an opportunity to hit WWEshop.com, could have been one of the highest selling belts. I'm not even gonna cap. She ever win a women's championship and glows that shit, I will buy one of those belts.
Yeah, all stuff on.
There are no lies behind these words. I don't care how much it costs. I'm copping that, and I'm gonna wear it in public at night. Another thing about the Royal Rumble, we had Goldberg versus Drew McIntyre, and to me, that was the tone setter of the day, because if Goldberg would have beaten Drew McIntyre, I swear to God, I would not have watched the rest of the Royal Rumble.
Man, you see my post when they announced Goldberg and Drew McIntyre. I ain't even playing. I told my son, I told my kids I was watching, I said, I swear to God, if this goes the way I think it's gonna go, I'm turning this shit off.
Yeah.
I really thought it was, to be real. But one thing I will say though, I don't like Goldberg. I really never cared for him. But honestly, after what he did for Drew, I respect the hell out of him, because the way he really put him over, and like, like pass the torch type shit with him. Yeah,
that was like the match you could expect Goldberg.
Yeah, but I really thought, I was like, oh man. After that jackhammer, I was like, oh gosh, it's over. He's gonna pin him.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was gonna be so pissed off. Like, I was going to be so pissed off. Like, why do they keep pissing on us and calling us Rayne, man? Like, no pun intended. But like, why are they doing this to us, man? Like, come on. But yeah, that match went the way that I wanted it to, not the way that I thought it would. So I was A-okay with that. The match of the night, if not the women's Royal Rumble, I could argue could be a match of the year candidate. Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns, like, it's weird. I got bored of Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns for the Universal title when KO was the heel and Roman was the face. I'm pretty sure Mike wasn't a huge fan at that time of Roman Reigns.
I really ain't care for that, man. That shit was bad. You already know it.
Turn into the antagonist of the group with his Roman hate post. But I haven't been bored of Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Champion, with Roman as the heel and Kevin as the championship chaser. Like, it's actually been good. That was a hell of a match. I hate the botch though. The botch really ruined the match for me.
Man, dude, I'm sitting here watching. I'm like, all right, you got 10. Referee's on 6. Paul Heyman looking at her all like sweating, like, oh my God, what's going on? Referee, the next thing you know, 10 seconds later, like, oh my God, he's free, bro. No. Then you hear Michael Cole or whatever the thing was. His foot, that foot counts. The foot counts. He was on his knee, counts.
And you gotta have respect for the announcing group, the commentators, because they gotta explain it in a way that the not so understanding wrestling fan can. Oh, well, I guess that makes sense. Like, bro, Heyman didn't get the cuffs off in time. Kevin Owens should have been the Universal Champion. I think the thing that pissed me off before that is the referee being at a count of 9, and then Roman dragging him into the steel beam.
That made me mad.
I put the question in the post: since when has a referee been that fucking close to a wrestler in the last man standing match?
Yeah, that spot forklift was crazy.
Yeah, it was.
100%.
Kevin Owens is really good. I hope he has a spotlight at WrestleMania.
Shit, they gave him they gave him that spot at WrestleMania where didn't he do a senton off of the WrestleMania logo on Seth Rollins?
Yeah.
That spot was insane, man. Like, I really want them to give KO another run. I want to see him get pushed as a credible champion sometime in the future. I mean, him and Chris Jericho's program together was super hilarious, and it was good too. So I'm not going to pretend like it was all bad for Kevin Owens, but I would like to see him get one more run at the top title, whether it's the WWE Championship or another run as the Universal Champion. But then we get to the men's side of it, the men's Royal Rumble, and of course we had Edge win the Royal Rumble in spite of my pick, Shinsuke Nakamura, getting eliminated. Your pick didn't even show up.
No, he ain't. He was there. You just couldn't see him.
I ain't even mad at that. Or he was probably one of those virtual fans that was in attendance. So, but I already saw the match, and I'm telling you, I was going to be pissed off. I was going to boycott WWE. I was going to take another one of those mental breaks away from it because Randy Orton and Edge started 1 and 2. Randy Orton sat out the entire fucking match. And I said it. I'm like, if they have Randy Orton eliminate whoever wins the Royal Rumble last, it's going to piss me off. Like, why are they doing that?
Mm-hmm. But that was one of the things they've been doing the last few years. They'll definitely play off of who they know you do not want to win. Most of the time it's Roman, and that's like how it was with Nakamura and with Drew last year. They'll play in who they know nobody wants to win up until the very end when they get eliminated. Like, cause they knew nobody wanted Orton to win.
Well, to me, it wouldn't have made sense if Randy Orton would have won. Like, he still got this feud with Alexa Bliss and the Fiend going on. So, like, we need to also touch on that as well. What the fuck was his burns at? Like, that Monday, he just had his whole face fucked up, and he just got like Hulk healing factor. So, like, now he don't have shit going on. Like, dude, what? Why? How?
So, like, he had like a luchador mask on Monday, then he's all fine the next week.
This was the infuriating thing about WWE writing, man. It's like, it's not consistent. It's not consistent, and it, like, I'm not even gonna say WWE, Raw. It sucks. Like, you guys are no-selling Randy Orton's injury, and in the fucking Royal Rumble, you're completely disregarding the rivalry that he already has going on, and trying to, like, start a new one with him and Edge. Like, number one, nobody wants to see Randy Orton and Edge fight anymore.
No.
You're gonna give us anything with Randy Orton and Edge, give us Team RKO.
Yeah.
Have to be.
Rated RKO.
I don't.
What up? I am here.
Yeah, I don't think. At this point, I don't think you can turn Edge to heel.
Yeah, probably not. Michael said that he's going to be joining us here in a second. We just got a message from him out of the group. I guess we can still touch on this. Like, Braun Strowman, I thought that when he came out, you know, he was going to win. Anybody that came out from 25 until 30, I thought that they had a legit shot. I didn't think Edge was going to pull a wire-to-wire win because I didn't see where it would have made sense. And when I was making the mention of Braun Strowman potentially winning the Royal Rumble, maybe I had it backwards. Braun would have won. I don't think he would have challenged Roman Reigns as a heel. I think he would have challenged Roman Reigns as a face, just to kind of rekindle that rivalry, and that would have been fun. Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns is fun to me. I think that's got to be argued as one of the top rivalries that nobody talks about in the WWE because it was just on site with them every time. So
I was excited when Seth Rollins came back. Like, that dude and that like Messiah gimmick, I love that. It's sort of goofy, where he's like this like like prick of a preacher type thing.
They literally have him depicted as Jesus.
Yeah,
like there's nothing.
Man,
more
I ain't
than
gonna
that.
lie to y'all. To be honest, when I saw Seth Rollins, I really kind of something in the back of my mind was thinking he's going to win and go against Roman.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Good.
Like honestly, I wouldn't have. Okay, just hear me out here. I feel like a Friday Night Father, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns head of the table feud would have been legendary.
Yeah.
Because like who knows Roman better than Seth to the point where it's like, you know, I don't know, like Roman's been on fire since he started this head of the table tribal chief. Mm-hmm. And I don't see the point of ever turning Roman face again. Like this gimmick is way too good and he's way too much of a natural heel. So, but him and Seth Rollins, maybe there's a possibility we can still get that. Like, not gonna lie.
It would have to be maybe a year, but at the same time, like Rollins sucks as a face.
I mean, he's fun as a face, but like his gimmick right now, and I don't know, they wouldn't build up two heels facing each other for the championship at WrestleMania. So
it would have to be.
I mean, I guess
a triple threat at least.
At least it was good to see him actually work with Riddle during the Rumble as well, because you know they got real life heat with each other in the back. So actually seeing them work together at the Rumble, it was kind of cool. What's going on, man? How you doing? How you feeling?
Good. I had to get my phone back from my son.
Yeah, what's going on?
You guys all dealing with issues. I don't have to worry about that whole kids have my phone thing. And when I have kids, they go have their own phone. So
he does.
We were only touching.
Mine's got better space on it.
Yeah.
So we were just touching base. We were just touching base on the Royal Rumble about the men's winner, the women's winner, including the two championship matches that we had at the Rumble as well. Edge getting the men's Royal Rumble win, Bianca Belair getting the women's Royal Rumble win. Even though like there were parts of the match where it's like I wouldn't mind if Rhea Ripley would have eliminated the last two and won because she's actually good, and I feel like eventually she can be built as a top woman in the company. So I wasn't disappointed with the Bianca Belair pick. She was my pick to win. She's who I wanted to win. So I was satisfied with that, but I wouldn't have minded a Rhea Ripley win. Another thing that I had posted as well that I think that we need to actually start taking into consideration, Charlotte Flair. Like, she's over pushed like a motherfucker, but the last moments of the Women's Royal Rumble, we can't deny one thing. Charlotte brings out the best of everybody that she goes against in big spots.
Yeah.
Like even if she's over pushed, that's the reason why. Because when it comes down to you and Charlotte and this high drama moment, she's going to bring out the best of you. I don't like her getting all the exposure that she does, but I'll call a spade a spade.
Yeah. No, like she's definitely like one of the best workers, all that stuff. All the attributes she gets, she deserves, but at the same time, they've built her up so much to where she can't have just a regular blood feud or something like that with another female superstar. She has to be in the title picture every time she's there. That's what I don't like about it. Like, they built her up to the point to where like she has to be the main event.
Yeah, these are female John Cena. 3 things about the Royal Rumble as well. I love the Damian Priest debut because apparently now he's on the Raw roster, and that helps.
Yeah,
that helps. So I like Damian Priest having the showing that he did in the Royal Rumble, actually eliminating Kane. I liked Christian coming back. I really did. Like, that was a moment that if there was a live crowd, there would have been a huge pop for that. But I think the biggest pop of the night would have come with Carlito. Like, I was geeked that Carlito came back.
Yeah, because I thought he was supposed to come back for that Legends night, but it didn't happen. But seeing him come In the Rumble, I was surprised.
Well, apparently the reason he didn't come back for Legends Night. He didn't come back for Legends Night because he was supposed to. They painted it and saying, "Oh, there was travel issues." But Carlito straight up said, "Like, if they just want me to come out there for a 2-minute cameo, I'm not about to fly across the country just for a 2-minute cameo." Like, he wants to come back and actually work. Yeah. And one of you guys had posted something in the group where it said MVP kind of lobbied for him to get like a trial contract, and if things go well, he'll get an actual WWE deal, and I'm not against that at all. We haven't seen Carlito in like a decade, so I definitely want him to get a long-term deal or at least a decent year or two deal in the WWE. Like, he can be used to put over some good talent, and I think he still got some wheels on him. Like, dude's fit.
Yeah, dude, he was in really good shape.
Yeah, he's still been working at his Puerto Rico federation down in with his dad. That's why.
Keeping himself busy, man. Like, but those were the 3 spots that I really like, because I think that there's some real room for Damian Priest to kind of grow. Christian, we'll see how this kind of works. I don't know if he's going to be Raw or SmackDown, or if he was just on a one-night deal. I wouldn't mind him being back for a little while. But Carlito was the one I was the most excited for coming back. So.
And then they trotted out the Hurricane. Like, man, that he comes out for that one spot where he tries to choke slam people. Like, man, that
did the Hurricane beat AJ Styles?
I knew
Did the Hurricane beat AJ Styles? I just kept asking that. Motherfuckers kept coming out, and I'm like, did Kane beat AJ Styles? Ricochet lost a qualifying match to get in the Royal Rumble and was fucking number 13. That infuriated me. I'm like, what was the point?
Yeah.
What was the point? You were gonna put him in the Royal Rumble anyway. Like, oh my God,
they Styles look like an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, they just need not do that anymore. Like, if somebody's going to declare for the Royal Rumble, just let them. Or have half the spots declarable spots. The other half have to be earnable spots. Like, 15 spots you can declare for. 10 spots have to be earned spots. And the other 5 ones are just surprise entries. So,
yeah.
But man, to have AJ Styles look like an asshole and beat Ricochet and say, "Oh, you lost your opportunity to go into the Royal Rumble," and he shows up number 13.
Yeah. And like,
they could have had Styles act on that.
I'm surprised somebody didn't take out Styles' heavy. Almost. Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
And I think that he's gonna have some play here soon. Like I said, I want him and AJ Styles to kind of get introduced in the tag team scene. Number one, because AJ will end up getting a grand slam if he wins the tag team championship. But then it gives us kind of a nurtured look at what Omos could really do, like what he can really be. He's big as shit, and they borderline teased Omos and Braun Strowman thing.
Yeah.
Whenever he eliminated AJ, he just glared at him. I'm like, all right, give us the big behemoths. Give us the construction working Braun Strowman versus the Nigerian Nightmare. Or I don't know if he's Nigerian. He's somewhere in Africa, but he's a big ass dude. That's all.
But I can see them. I think they see a lot of Scott Hall and Damian Priest.
Like, for sure, but like the crazy thing about Priest, I didn't know he was as old as he was. Isn't it like 45?
No, he's 38.
Yeah.
38? Oh, he's almost
But still,
so he's almost 40.
Yeah, I watched him a lot in Ring of Honor. He was this gimmick he has now is completely different from Punishment Martinez.
I mean, that happens with a lot of them. Like, you know, Kevin Owens is different than Kevin Steen.
Yeah.
We knew what kind of shit he was with back in Ring of Honor, so. Even though the one I miss the most, I miss Tyler Black and the Blackout. I really do. They need to change Seth Rollins' finishing move from the stomp, just calling it the stomp. Just call it the Blackout. Stop being pussies. Give him his roots back.
Mm-hmm.
Lana came back at the Women's Royal Rumble too, and weirdly enough, she eliminated fucking Nia Jax. I was complaining in another wrestling group about her not getting her just due because she got put through a table for like 3 months straight, then got injured. I don't know if the injury was kayfabe or for real, but she got injured, came back, and like her payoff is I eliminated fucking Nia Jax. I mean, she was the sole survivor at Survivor Series, but now her and Naomi are going to be a tag team competing for the women's tag team championships. And I'm actually hoping that they win because number one, Naomi gets her shine. And number two, that bullshit they put us through for 3 months, Lana getting put through a table, will be worth something.
Yeah. But I want like a stack, some like 4 tag teams, like, and those titles actually going brand like on the regular.
They keep breaking them up.
Yeah.
Bring up good tag teams.
Yeah. I'd rather Caden Carter and Casey Canzero win. That way you can talent from NXT by having them travel through Britain.
Yeah, I don't get the point of breaking up tag teams like at all. It's never made sense to me, especially when your women's tag team division is suffering. Like WWE has a strong enough women's division, but the tag team division in that is suffering. And it's like never need to break up the action.
Yeah, they have to keep tagging up random ones just to build competitors, number one contenders.
Yeah, like nobody wants to see Dana Brooke with Mandy Rose.
I mean, Sonya Deville's not wrestling, or else they give us Deville and they give us Fire and Desire back. If she was, then get that tag team back. But since right now she's not, nothing to look forward to there. Alexa Bliss has been killing it. She's still been killing it in her role with the Fiend. Like that whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I will be depressed once they go back to live crowd. That mid-match transformation shit that she does is epic. And I'm just gonna be sad. Like Alexa Bliss got so boring to me, and now she's like the most entertaining woman on the roster just because of the excitement that probably comes with it. You never know what's gonna be different, and she's been holding it down since she's got this role. So
yeah, definitely.
I thought the Fiend was gonna come back at the Rumble.
I'm glad he didn't. Like, I'm glad he didn't.
Gonna do something at Mania. I hope it's like a Firefly Funhouse match because I didn't like that crap.
What?
I did not like
Firefly Funhouse matches. It was great. I love them.
I like the Boneyard match, but I get the Firefly Funhouse match, but it just wasn't my cup of tea.
It's like psychological peeling of a wrestler's, like, I don't know, something like that for Randy Orton will be fun. Randy Orton definitely had his times being a dick in the WWE. He's had his politics as well. So maybe the Fiend and Bray Wyatt doing Firefly Funhouse matches moving forward, just start giving us some big names. There was a video that I actually watched where somebody had made a mention of the WrestleTalk video. They made a mention of the 10 Boneyard or Firefly Funhouse matches that WWE need to book. To this video, I'll go ahead and put a link to it as well because I want you guys to look it out. It's like really well put together. Moving over to AEW. Anybody watch that this past week?
Yeah.
So I can't be the only one that's borderline excited.
I am.
Because something's going to go one of two ways. Chris Jericho and MJF winning and getting a shot at the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. That can go one of two ways, and I'm a little excited to see where they go with this.
I don't like MJF being in the inner circle.
No,
I don't like MJF at all.
We know.
Like, I don't either. He's like a a great troll who's just a bad wrestler, and he uses his platform to try to promote himself as a great troll, but it's like, you're really not. There's better trolls on and off the mic in wrestling that I've seen before, and I mean, you just talk shit. You do what most normal people do. It doesn't make you this supreme. Making this supreme.
But the thing with him is, like, the inner circle, you can tell they're borderline, like, getting ready to be baby faces. MJF does not, like, he could never be a credible baby face to me. He's sort of like the Miz.
People hate that comparison. Like, I kind of see a little bit of the Miz with him too, but just ish. And when you tell him that, he's like I even got into it with him on his Facebook page once before. But what did I say? He said something about Brock Lesnar, and I commented on there and said Brock Lesnar can walk into AEW and be more credible than every superstar on the roster combined. And if he's on the roster, you'll never see a main event in AEW. Like, not that you want it now. They'll pay him whatever they want to pay him. He'll get booked however he wants to get booked, and that'll just be that. Tony Khan throw money at Brock Lesnar and tell him he wants him there, and he takes it. It's over for y'all. He just got salty about that, but I'm like, it's the truth, you know.
Yeah.
You just gotta understand the truth behind it. But like, it's still kind of weird for me with the AEW dynamic that they're doing with Inner Circle, because they treated them like a credible faction, and now it's like they're just goofy faction. They got a monster in the fucking group in Jake Hager, man. Like, at some point, they gotta unleash Hager in AEW.
Yeah.
And Wardlow.
Yeah.
Wardlow too. Like, he kind of reminds me of.
When was the last time he had a match?
I don't know. Wardlow kind of
beat Jake Hager.
Yeah. It was when him and Hager fought.
He reminds me of the Batista to Reverend Devon. Like, I know you guys remember that little part of SmackDown.
Yeah.
Deacon Batista.
Deacon Batista, Hager, Reverend Devon.
I'm tell you, Hager's entrance music is like top 5. Yeah.
And I like Hager would never be used this well in WWE, even though he's a former world champion, but he has one of the worst win-loss records as a world champion in the history of the WWE, so that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the moment he really gets unleashed in AEW, it's going to be amazing. And I know that we're going to be having a TNT championship match. It's going to be Joey Janela versus Darby Allin. I almost fucked his name up.
Yeah, that should be a good match, but same time, like, I'm not really a big fan of Joey Janela.
This is just a random match.
Yeah, and, like, I thought there was
put together
a ranking system, but last time I checked, Joey Janela wasn't winning too many matches.
No.
Mm-mm.
I haven't seen him on TV in a while.
Yeah.
Not enough to be getting AEW TNT championship matches. I'm still waiting for the day that my man Freshly Squeezed get his just due.
Yeah.
Because I think that him and Cody had the match. It timed out, and then Cody ended up going to lose the AEW TNT championship to Darby Allin. But, like, at some point, my man Orange Cassidy has to get it. He's still, outside of Chris Jericho, he's still my favorite wrestler on the AEW roster. Like, it's just hard for me to believe that he wouldn't get a spot. Like, Mike, I think it was you, Michael, when you had posted that scenario of AEW and WWE having an 8 to 10 match night. It was impossible for me to do my list without putting Orange Cassidy on there. So I had to find a match where he would be featured. I'm that entertained by him.
Yeah.
You know, that dumb storyline with Miro and them.
That was actually pretty, I don't know. Yeah. That was actually pretty funny.
I don't like the whole thing, man.
Yeah, like they're still trying to figure a lot of stuff out, but I didn't enjoy that.
But one thing I did notice though about that wedding, if you look at Miro's outfit, and then you go back to the Roman Reigns, what's it called, the Rusev Lana wedding, same outfit.
Mm-hmm. Exact same. But like, I don't know, like AEW, they're good. They still have a lot of shit to figure out, and they kind of still get in their own way a little bit. So, not even completely, like they're still a baby. So,
their biggest problem to me right now is they got too many chiefs. Like they have too many people having control, and there's nobody directing them.
Like,
even Chris Jericho came out and said that he said there's too many.
Yeah, too many people, like too much creative freedom. Like, not saying that creative freedom is a bad thing. Give them their creative freedom, but give them writers. Like, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. I think it was me, you, and Armand, Mike, and you were there too, Rayne. We talked about, like, they need to have writers in AEW, like, to give them a storyline, to give them a direction. You keep the creative freedom to make your character whatever you want it to be, but here's the direction that you have to go in. And that could eventually, like, AEW could eventually go down the road of WCW if they're not careful, because we've seen a company that didn't have great direction, even though they put out good product, fail. It took like 2 decades nearly to do it, but it happened.
Yeah. Thing with like New Japan, all their storylines like well plotted out and everything. Like they have a lot of stuff there. But with
speaking of which, New Japan Pro Wrestling, based off of an update that we got, is gonna actually start to be streamable here in the States.
Yeah.
Like they're going to, I think it's gonna be an app or something like that, where you can have a.
It's on the Roku channel.
Roku channel, yes. And I have a fucking Roku. I'm all for this.
Me too.
Because I watch as much New Japan Pro Wrestling as I can, just from other other sources. Like if it gets posted in a group, or if I've come across a video on Instagram or YouTube, I'll watch it. But to be able to have live access to it, that's about to be lit, man. Speaking of New Japan Pro Wrestling, Kenta in AEW attacking Moxley.
Yeah. And now, like, you see how they're advertising Moxley as the IWG US champion.
Yeah,
that's like AEW banners and stuff like that.
Hey, there was a low-key
he gonna show
working
AEW that title to watch.
Yep. Yeah, like they never acknowledge that type of stuff. And they're gonna let Moxley compete in the US portion of New Japan.
Which I wouldn't be against at all, but here's the thing. The women's tournament that they're about to hold in AEW is going to take place in Japan with the superstars that they have in AEW and with the New Japan Pro Wrestling women that they have out there. It's all going to take place in Japan. So it's pretty clear that New Japan and New Japan and AEW have a working relationship together. And I'm not against it as long as they stay doing their own thing and don't try to become one massive company, including what they got going on with Impact. I'm not against it. Let the working relationships go the way that it is. Something deep down inside tells me that this could potentially work into a Bullet Club thing. Yeah. Because, Tama Tonga has been going off about the whole Bullet Club shit. They've been trying to like trademark Bullet Club here in America, and he's just not with that.
I think they're all working together. Yeah. But
fun.
I want to see.
I think he just shut up for a paycheck.
Yeah. I want to see Gorillas.
I think he's really mad.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that on AEW Dynamite next week, we're getting Kenta and Kenny Omega versus Lance Archer and Jon Moxley. I can't wait to see that. So, tag team Falls Count Anywhere match.
It's who?
Kenta and Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley and Lance Archer.
I thought Lance Archer was feuding with Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, came out
Nah, we can beat him.
helped out my.
I'm so confused.
He was.
Mm-hmm.
Even on AEW's Instagram post, they kind of posted that, and they posted Mox with the U.S. Championship from IWGP as well. So they're at least doing a good job of acknowledging that. Flip over to the other Wednesday night show just real quick with the NXT, which I thought was actually pretty good, and I've been enjoying the Dusty Rhodes Classic that's been going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's been fun, but I'm surprised that we got Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa that are they're gonna be competing for the tag team championship. EU not making it to the finals is just like weird for me, because
that was weird.
You just figured they would have gone all the way.
Yeah, but something tells me like with Kyle O'Reilly getting his singles push and all that type of stuff. I think I don't know why they haven't moved up. They've done everything you can there.
They're gonna get lost in the shuffle. What show could you really put them on where they could be successful? Like Raw already has Retribution, that's ass water, and they have the Hurt Business, which is better. Like Hurt Business is one of the top 3 to 5 reasons to watch Raw, and it seems like they're about to break them up.
Yeah,
I'm hoping not, but it seems like they're about to break them up. But like, where would they go? What are you gonna have? You're gonna have 8 Undisputed Era feud with Retribution, or feud with the Hurt Business, where it's like you can stunt the momentum of the Hurt Business, or you can just bury EU before they get a chance, UE before they get a chance to really get going. Like Raw's just a bad spot for them.
Yeah.
SmackDown probably a little bit more promise, but it's a 2-hour show, and it's like they already try to squeeze enough in there. Like, I don't know. At this point, NXT is on cable TV. It's really being considered a third brand. I'm hoping that Edge challenges Finn Balor for the NXT Championship at WrestleMania. He won't, but I'm not going to pretend like I wouldn't be excited about that.
Yeah.
What'd you think about Karrion Kross confronting Edge?
It was amazing. It was amazing because I like Karrion Kross. I really do. And I think that injury really stunted us being able to see what he could really be. Like, I think Karrion Kross can be a top heel. He can be a top factor. Honestly, just dream match this real quick. Karrion Kross and Scarlett versus Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. Scarlett,
all that evil going.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know Scarlett can wrestle.
Yes, she can.
Yeah, she can wrestle.
She was an Impact at one point, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was an Impact. She did a lot of indie shows too.
But nah, I like that. And what I like most about Karrion Kross is him and Santos Escobar, their little thing that they got going on.
Yeah.
Because it's not making Santos Escobar look bad. He's great. Like, they don't have enough of a division for him to keep going after person after person. Like, I enjoyed a lot of him and Isaiah Swerve Scott's matches. I feel like they need to have some people go from Raw or SmackDown to NXT's Cruiserweight division to really give it a rub. Ricochet's not doing shit. You can't tell me that Ricochet versus Santos Escobar wouldn't be a money feud for the Cruiserweight Championship. Daniel Bryan versus Santos Escobar, like, that would be good, but I think Daniel Bryan's too much in the twilight of his career to take what would be looked at as a demotion going to NXT to compete for the Cruiserweight Championship. Like he was just WWE champion 2 years ago. So
yeah, but he's to the point
I'm just talking about
everybody else gets shine.
Yeah, like, okay, even if we had to do that as a rub, like, hey, just put this dude over so that way people can really see, I wouldn't be against that.
Undertaker did it when he went for the hardcore title.
Yeah, he's really that goddamn good. Escobar is really that good, and Daniel Bryan is that good too. Like, I wouldn't be against seeing it. Mustafa Ali, he can go back because Retribution ain't doing shit on Monday Night Raw.
Like, I don't get
Triple H could turn it around.
Yeah.
If he got Retribution, I bet he could turn it around.
Yeah.
Good.
For Retribution is they brought all them up and changed their whole persona. If they would have just let them be, or even just like okay, they're this like Rage Against the Machine type faction. Let them keep their damn names and take all that dumb shit off of their faces. T-Bar, Wrecking.
T-Bar, Slapjack, Wrecking.
Just
how did you guys
keep them together?
How did you guys feel about Xavier Woods calling out his record versus Retribution, saying that he's 2-2 and he has one more and he wants Wrecking?
Have you ever seen his have you ever seen Up, Down, Down?
Yes, I watch it as much as I possibly can. Like,
dude, it's crazy.
It's entertaining as hell.
Oh yeah. Woods is funny.
Yeah.
I like Woods.
And deep down inside, I feel like on Monday they're gonna give us Reckoning versus Xavier Woods.
Probably. I can see it.
They need to just do it. They need to, he cut a dope ass promo on Raw Talk after Raw, saying that that's what he wanted. They just need to do it. Just do it. Get it out of the way. They're putting more men and women wrestling. Like, I think that WWE is trying to dip their toe into the intergender wrestling thing, like men wrestling against women. They did it a long time ago. They went PG and said, "Oh no, it's not becoming of men beating on women," even though they had China face Jeff Jarrett in one of the most sexist matches of all time.
Yeah, like they got away with that they would not. That would bury them now.
Good housekeeping match. What?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers in the 50s.
Yeah.
Where it's like you walk in, no girl don't have you a sandwich and a beer, and you get to flatten her, and none of the neighbors will ever call the cops on you. That's how they let them get away with this shit. I don't know.
No internet?
No.
Like that whole nation DX with the Heart Foundation thing.
Mm-hmm. Another thing, for NXT, they actually announced 3 good matches for NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day, and like can't wait for that. Like, NXT takeovers are always something to look forward to, but the 3 matches that we're going to get that are going to be barn burners to me. Number 1, Johnny Gargano is going to be facing against Kushida for the NXT North American Championship. That match has match of the year / 5-star potential written all over it. Kushida's a fucking hell of a Japanese strong style worker, and of course Johnny Gargano is probably the greatest NXT superstar of all time. We can argue that at another point in time, maybe coming on an All Talk Wrestling top 10, who knows? But to me, Johnny Gargano is the GOAT of NXT. I can't wait to see that match. Number 2, we got Toni Storm, Mercedes Martinez, and Io Shirai facing off in the triple threat for the.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good match.
Great. Like, it's gonna be great. Like, NXT's women's division is unfair.
Yeah.
It's unfair. I don't think it's matched.
No, it's not. Like,
I like Martinez a lot because even though she's up there, I know she's up there in age, but she still got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like 45, 46 years old, but she can go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's somewhere up there, but she can go.
I know she's up there.
And of course, Toni Storm. Forget what Armand talks about. Toni Storm and all her hips. Yeah, Love it. Can't wait to see him. He hates people giving her compliments, man. I'm like, bro, just let me appreciate what I see.
Yeah.
And of course, the NXT Championship is going to be between Finn Balor and Pete Dunne. My God,
That's going to be a good ass match.
That's going to be a barn burner.
Right.
Like, I love watching Pete Dunne wrestle. Like, ever since I seen him and Tyler Bate face off for the NXT UK Championship a couple years back, and they put on probably the match of the year to me. Mm-hmm. I've always just been interested in everything that Pete Dunne does, and he's just so fucking great. Like, he just is. So, like that card,
Finn Balor now. If they would have let him be that Finn Balor all the time he was on Raw and SmackDown, I think he would have been back in the main event. Like, let him just be that badass, like, tweener instead of just being like this smiling baby face. Yeah.
Well, it's crazy that when he got hurt, they didn't even try to really push him back to the main event.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. Like, we're behind him. Like, imagine if they would have put him over Brock Lesnar at the Rumble last year. Year before. Imagine, like, the crowd reaction if he would have won. They could have immediately, like, took it back off of him. It could have been like a Rumble thing.
I wouldn't have been against him. All right, 2 kids have already made an appearance. Any of yours coming?
I know.
He's still sitting next to me too.
No.
He's playing on his
he borderline looked to see where they at anyway. Nah, but yeah,
Speaking
definitely.
Of Brock, did you see that new kid that got hired?
From
Central Florida.
Yeah.
Dude looked like
I don't know.
Brock Lesnar.
Heyman say he's the next big thing.
You got to be careful with the football players turn wrestlers because like they're big, and you would naturally think that a football player transitioning over to wrestling would be easy, but it doesn't always pan out. Like, not all of them turn out to be something great. Mojo Rawley is a former football player. Fuck is he doing?
Yeah.
Everybody looks for their next Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, like this dude that was a national champion DN, and he just took to wrestling, but he really didn't. Like, he really had to do a lot of adapting and shit before he actually became that good. So, like, we get so entrenched with these people's size and what they look like they can do, we don't realize that they're green as shit. Like, they really don't know the business of wrestling, keeping up with the, like, how to sell, take bumps, all that other stuff. So, like, you can look like you're the next big thing, but until you actually go out there and show that you have the adaptability to be that, I mean, you're just a good look.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well, I think if Heyman actually does take him under his wing, he could be.
Like, they'd have to book him right. Like, literally, he would have to come out the gate as a Brock Lesnar protege. Nothing short of.
Whatever he wants.
We'll go tell him.
Big enough. Like, what is it? 6'4", 310 pounds or something like that?
I'll be on a little bit.
He's a big dude.
And he young. He like 22, 23.
Oh, yeah.
He's got all the potential in the world. Knew that the kids was going to be making an appearance.
Daddy's talking about wrestling. Get up here.
I know wrestling.
Okay. Get. Close my door.
Yeah, NXT has been good. I don't understand why they're still going down in ratings. I know we talked about that last week, but it's been something to watch as of lately. Smackdown yesterday was actually pretty good. The promo guy, that's Big E. I'm gonna laugh every single time they give him a backstage microphone and let him say anything. He's just a goof, but I did enjoy their match.
He went nuts when when he found out Edge wasn't there yet.
Oh, Roman?
Oh, yeah, Roman.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that. Like, dude's just about his business and he's serious. Like, keep giving us that. Now, I really don't want to see Roman and Edge face off against each other, even though I think that that's what they could do. At this point, I'm all in for an Edge versus Finn Balor NXT Championship match. Like you said, that's the one he never won. He never won the Universal title either, but, you know, I feel like that can give a boost to NXT. And it's probably less work for him being older the way that he is. Especially like
I'm hearing
on the main roster.
Yeah, I'm hearing that they want Finn Balor on the main card at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. They want him to defend the title.
But I could also see them like having him facing Karrion Kross at WrestleMania, like, because like you gotta think about it. Karrion Kross. Think about what they could do with his entrance at WrestleMania. Finn Balor as well, if they wanted to go the demon route.
Are they going to give us the demon? Because I think that Finn said something about not returning to the demon form. Like, if they give us that, like, as a one-off at WrestleMania, I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially since they're going to be in a live environment. They're going to finally be out of the Performance Center and out of the Thunderdome. So,
yeah,
there wouldn't be an issue. I wouldn't have any issue with that.
What is the next review?
I want to say
I haven't heard them announce anything.
I think they flip-flopped back in the Elimination Chamber. Normally, it's Elimination Chamber fast lane.
Isn't that how it usually is? Like, Elimination Chamber comes first, then Fast Lane. Like, Fast Lane's the Elimination Chamber is the February pay-per-view, Fast Lane's the March pay-per-view, and then they go to WrestleMania. I mean, I guess it only makes sense. Fast Lane to the road to WrestleMania, that only makes sense if they give us that pay-per-view in March.
Yeah. I think the Elimination Chamber, because, like, that's the de facto, like, I want to say, like, second Royal Rumble to see who else is going to challenge for that other title.
Dude, what do you guys think they're gonna do with? Cesaro? He got another clean win over Daniel Bryan. He made him tap. Like, are they strapping a rocket to his back and shooting him to the moon? Because I'm tired of getting these teases with Cesaro where we think that they're about to push him and get him somewhere, and ultimately it goes nowhere. Dude's well past due a world championship.
Yeah. I'm wondering, like, could they be trying to set him up? Like, because I can't see them doing that type of stuff to put a mid-card. You know?
Oh, but they've done it before. Like, look what they did with Big E. Split him from the New Day. It's like, hey, it's time for him to get a run. Here's the Intercontinental Championship. When we all thought, oh, man, it's about to go after the Universal title.
Yeah,
I was upset when Omos eliminated him, which is another thing. Can we talk about the rules of the Royal Rumble? Can we please have a discussion about that? When are they going to change the rules about that? Because it doesn't make sense at all. And I'm thinking about it. Like, okay, if you are eliminated from the Royal Rumble, you have to go to the back. But if you're not a participant in the Royal Rumble, okay, I'm a dick. I am a heel. I'm a dick. I don't want to see anybody be great. I'm not even a part of the Royal Rumble. I come gangbuster down to the ring, and I just start throwing motherfuckers over the top, just tossing them left and right, throwing everybody out. You mean to tell me that I am getting eliminations for a match that I'm not a part of, and they count?
Yep.
Where's the logic in that? Like, the rules don't make sense. Like, okay, you get eliminated, you go to the back, but I can return to the ring and eliminate you. So all that tussling that we just did to not get eliminated doesn't mean shit. You might as well make it a battle royale. Stop with the countdown. Just put everybody in the ring at the same time and let them go at it.
Yeah.
Change it from the Royal Rumble to just a just a battle royale. There's no need to do it the other way because the rules don't fucking apply at all, not even in the slightest.
Yeah, but the big thing about it being the Royal Rumble is you got that anticipation building up because you don't know who's coming out next.
Which is dope, but the rules or lack thereof supersedes the excitement of the surprise pop. I'm thinking about the year. I was just watching this before we even started. I was watching the 2020 Royal Rumble when Brock Lesnar went on a fucking spree and eliminated the first 13 superstars that came out. What was stopping somebody from going back in the fucking ring and just eliminating Brock Lesnar and it counting?
Yeah.
Didn't Angle do that one year? Did he go in there when he wasn't and eliminated somebody?
He got eliminated by Shawn Michaels and then went back in the Royal Rumble and eliminated Shawn Michaels, which eventually set up to their WrestleMania match, one of the greatest matches of all time. But it just, I don't know, like, why? Why does this count?
It's WWE.
If you get eliminated,
whatever helps the storyline.
If I run in the ring and start beating your ass, right? I run in the ring, I start beating down on you, and I don't know, like, I run in the ring, I start beating down on you, you throw me over the top, I get back in, I eliminate you. My elimination of you shouldn't count, because, like, well, his feet hit the floor, but his feet didn't hit the floor by a legal participant in the match.
Yeah.
Like, disqualifications, you know why those happen? Because illegal people who are not supposed to be attacking people do that, and the referee's like, nah, this doesn't count. Disqualified. This person loses. It shouldn't count that way. Like, hey, I just throw you over the top rope. Like, nope, he got eliminated by somebody who's not here. He's safe.
Yeah. They always say there's no disqualification. Like eventually, like, Roman's gonna have to go it alone with somebody because, like, most of his matches have been no disqualification for the title. Eventually, like, they're gonna make that stipulation, like, if Jey Uso gets involved, he's Roman automatically loses the title. If they could put something like that in place, but I don't foresee it with Roman.
It all really depends. It all really depends. WWE gets in their own way with this dumbass writing that they do. Like, Champion's Advantage is another thing that never made sense to me. Like, okay, I'm a heel, right? I'm a heel champion, I'm a heel competitor. I'm the challenger. You're the champion. I'm the challenger. Me doing the underhanded shit that I'm doing doesn't make sense, because if I do things like try to low blow you or break the eyes when the referee's not looking, then if I lose, let me reverse that scenario. I'm the champion, so if I try to do little underhand things like low blow you or break the eyes and the referee's not looking, if the referee catches me, they're gonna call a disqualification and I'm not gonna lose my championship. Why would I not blatantly be trying to cheat in front of the referee if there wasn't a consequence that could come behind it? But if the Champion's Advantage thing, such as blatant disqualifications, not saying disqualifications can't happen, but if a blatant disqualification happens, like I intentionally low blow you, why the fuck should I keep my championship?
Yeah.
Champion's Advantage, and on top of which, it makes, when the heel tries to cheat, it makes it mean something more. Because, like, oh yeah, he has to be clever hitting him with the championship belt, because if the referee sees him do it, he can get disqualified and lose his title.
Yeah.
That writing never made sense to me about Champion's Advantage.
They have had refs where they wouldn't disqualify them. They would just continue the match.
Yep. Those are.
I'm not thinking. That's Earl Hebner. They don't have any more Earl Hebners in this company.
That's true too.
Like, referee
Earl
be
used to
like,
push him back and they get in his face.
Like, start the match over. Also, I seen it 2 times. I don't know if it was on NXT or Raw, but I seen it 2 times this week, and it kind of upset me. The referee throw out, when the referee is like, "You out of here." It was fun. I love seeing those spots. But it just didn't do it because like there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Like the crowd pop when the referee throws somebody out is amazing. I think it's one of the most underrated in wrestling. But it's like they did it twice this week and it just wasn't there because like, yo, nobody's fucking here.
I'm like, why are the Mysterios acting like heels?
Who?
The Mysterios, like Ray and Dominic, they've been beaten the last few times.
It's the Eddie thing.
Yeah.
They're trying to play tribute to Eddie. That's all. You know, Eddie used to
Yeah,
shoot in the face. He didn't care.
All right, so I'm not gonna lie. Low key, I think that they should explore that avenue. I think that they should explore the idea of the Mysterios being heels because let's just be real. We've never seen Rey Mysterio as a heel in his entire career.
Yeah.
It's always been this lovable underdog babyface, and it's like, let's give him an opportunity to see what he could be as this heel, as this bad guy, this unbecoming heel, and he's raising his son up to be that way.
It would be.
It would be, but it'd be fun because it's something that we've never had, and it's definitely different.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the greatest move. I'm not saying it'll be the greatest move ever, but it'd be something interesting just to kind of spice up a little bit.
Yeah.
And besides, if Ray and Dominic go heel, we don't have to worry about any more Corbin and Dominic matches. We don't have to worry about any more Corbin and fucking Mysterio matches. We don't have to worry about them rekindling the fucking Seth Rollins and Mysterio's feud. Leave that shit alone. Don't bring it back. We don't want to see it. We don't care about it.
It seems like whenever somebody feuds with Corbin, it's like they feud with him until the end. Or something like stop.
It's purgatory, man. Like you wrestle this dude one time and you get the win over him, and it's like, nah, that ain't enough. Like, he's like the motherfucker that you fight at school. Like you beat his ass in the park in the playground, and he just want to fight you every day at the end of school. And the second he finally get up on you, now he wants to move on to the next. Like what? We just ran the same fade for a month, and I was just dragging you.
Yeah.
You got me on one day where I wasn't trying to fight, and now all of a sudden, like that's how it feels watching a Baron Corbin feud with anybody.
Yeah.
They did it with Gable. They're doing it with the Mysterios. They did it with fucking who else? Like who? And you know, God bless Baron Corbin too, because he's only doing what they're asking him to. Like he knows nobody gives a shit about some of the things that he's got to go through.
Yeah.
So God bless him on that, but enough is enough. You know what Owen Hart said? Enough is enough. Time for a change. Change this fucking feud. If I have to turn on Smackdown on Friday next week, and I hear Corbin's music come out. First of all, if he comes out as fucking King Corbin again, I'm already not interested in whatever he's about to do.
Yeah.
Second of all, if Dominic or Rey Mysterio is accompanying each other to the ring to go fight him, I'm not watching that program. I'm turning the fucking TV on the Netflix. Like it's getting tiring. Like please, SmackDown is starting to become Raw 2.0. They're just abusing us with repetitive matches that we don't care to see. It's like, I don't know, the fucking Bobby Lashley and Matt Riddle thing is about to get dragged on a little bit more, and they're still teasing cracks within the Hurt Business. Like, if they break up the Hurt Business and it doesn't result in Bobby Lashley or MVP going after the WWE Championship, then it was a waste.
Yeah.
That's true.
Bobby Lashley should have had a run.
Facts on facts. I said that they should have had an evolution type thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people
Alexander
think he could beat Cena back in the day.
Yeah.
He should have, but Cena was the golden child.
He was not losing.
He was in the twilight of his career at that point in time. Vince McMahon, like, I don't know, Vince McMahon wasn't about to let Cena lose. That was around the time Vince McMahon was saying nigga on camera. So there was no way in well he was about to let a nigga, a black man, beat his white, strong chin champion for the title at a pay-per-view. Consolation prize, he gave him the ECW title.
Yeah. Like,
God.
Like, I think he knew better than not to put Punk over at that Money in the Bank in 2011. Yeah, like if Punk loses, we riot.
And that got them a 5-star match out of it, so I couldn't even be mad at it. And that's actually one of the best WWE. Like, you can probably argue that's the best WWE Championship match, maybe in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
If not The Rock and Stone Cold's WrestleMania 17 match, definitely CM Punk versus John Cena.
Yeah.
Like just for storytelling purposes, even if it's not the greatest ring work in the world, because John Cena and CM Punk had great ring work, but even if it's just for storytelling purposes, I mean, what's more compelling than I'm about to win the WWE Championship, and when I do, I'm leaving your company as the champion.
Yeah.
Sad that Ray got the crap end of the stick on that one, though.
Yeah. Like, if that wasn't a reason to turn Cena heel, I don't know what was. Ray had just won the match, and then Cena just walks in there and gets a title match that same night.
I feel like they would have turned him heel if CM Punk would have came back the same night, which they rushed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They could have turned John Cena heel, had CM Punk come back in like a month, closer to SummerSlam, and just imagine that heel John Cena versus a face CM Punk for the right to be the WWE champion, and just let Cena cut loose as a straight heel. Like, nah, bitch, you're not the WWE champion. You took your ball and left.
Yeah. Or like a good way, if they were going to turn Cena heel, I think they should have booked him against Undertaker at WrestleMania and had him like pull some bullshit in order to beat him. Brock did not need that win. That win should have came for somebody other than him.
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Or hell,
Bray Wyatt.
Or hell, if they wanted to get more heat on CM Punk, he could have beat Taker. Yeah. Like, because
I was watching this interview about Paul Heyman saying why, like, him and Brock Lesnar's alliance after him and CM Punk worked out so well, because it's just like, all right, you guys pissed me off by not giving CM Punk the win versus Taker at WrestleMania. That's cool. The very next year, we're gonna have Brock Lesnar take the win from Undertaker at WrestleMania. Brock didn't even want to do it.
Yeah.
Brock didn't want to break the streak. He didn't want to lose. He didn't want to beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 34. Like,
yeah. No,
I seen the interview.
Because if Taker didn't want the streak to end, it wouldn't end. Like,
I mean, Brock Lesnar didn't eat that rub. I get the point that they were trying to go with, because, you know, he had came back and they had to build him up to this monster, like, heel that he was. And in the long run, it worked out. He won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. He got the Universal Championship. Like, he was really booked as that dominant force, and him beating The Undertaker was the main thing that they focused around. But he really didn't even need that. Brock Lesnar was legit before he ever beat The Undertaker. But then again, it made sense because even in the youth of his career, they used The Undertaker to get Brock Lesnar over, and The Undertaker would always look like, I think The Undertaker's only ever beaten Brock Lesnar once in his career. And that was back in 2015. Other than that, Brock Lesnar wins every single match they've ever had.
Like, they could have turned Roman heel that next night after he beat The Undertaker.
They tried.
Yeah, they tried. Kind of.
And a week after that, they had an opportunity to do it. And he cut this promo saying, "This is my yard. I said what I was going to do. I retired The Undertaker." And what happened that same night, like seconds after he said that shit, Braun Strowman beat the dog shit out of Roman Reigns. That's the night that he flipped him over in that ambulance. I'm like, bro, I don't know if they were going for sentiment there, but he about killed that man that night.
The damn place loved it.
That was one of the best things about face Roman was when he feuded with Braun.
Yeah.
It's the only credible thing. I hated his feud with Brock Lesnar. Like, I hated just about everything face Roman did except him and Braun Strowman's work together. That, to me, that'll always go in WWE hierarchy or legacy as far as greatest feuds ever. Like, I don't care what anybody say. I don't care if there was championship matches involved or not. That was on site. Get this bullshit out the way every single trip.
Yeah, like when Roman was facing Brock at WrestleMania 34, like the crowd shit on that match before it started.
Dude, I was there. I was live in attendance. People were like, as soon as Roman's music hit, people started packing their shit and said, "All right, it's time to beat traffic." I'm like, I told my niece the same thing. I'm like, "Hey, baby, we about to go." She was like, "But I want to watch the match." I'm like, I'm not about to watch the WWE slap me in the face after spending thousands of dollars on travel and fucking memorabilia, spending all this money at the WWE store, which, by the way, is one of the dopest experiences. If nobody's ever gone to a WrestleMania Access, those WWE shop stores that they have, epic. It's legendary in there. That's why next year I'm going to WrestleMania in Dallas. I can't go to this one this year, but I'm definitely going to the one in Dallas next year. But yeah, with all the money that I just spent to come here, I'm not about to be insulted by them putting the championship on Roman Reigns in a match that none of us gives a fuck about.
And I
was already upset, and then he lost. And then I went home happy. I'm like, oh, okay, good swerve. I'm not mad at it. But the crowd was chanting, they were chanting boring. They were chanting, this is awful. There was even a brief 5 minutes they were just chanting, we want Nicholas. They wanted the fucking 10-year-old back. Like, they didn't even want to see that match. They were like, we want Nicholas. Because that was the match.
And this time they didn't have Seth Rollins to come bail him out.
And this was the match before the Universal Championship match. Like, we just got a 10-year-old who won the Raw Tag Titles with Braun. They wanted him more than they wanted Roman Reigns.
Like, and did you see that SummerSlam after that when they finally put the belt on Roman? How they fast-tracked the end of the pay-per-view and just got everybody out.
They wanted no parts. Like, when Braun Strowman got F5 and he threw the contract away, I already knew how the match was ending. Like, Roman about to win the title. That was the night Mike went to bed fighting the air. I know you went to bed fighting the air like, fucking Universal, I'm never watching Raw again.
Yeah, like,
I think he said that too. I think he said Roman's the champion, I'm not watching WWE. He was not having it.
It was literally like he won the title, and then they just were like, all right, folks, well, thank you for joining us. It was like literally like a 30 seconds, a minute after he won. They didn't want to get that live crowd because they knew that crowd was going to shit on them.
And they're like, where's the cash in? And the cash in never happened. So they were just, yeah, fun time.
Like,
all right, guys. Now go ahead.
Oh, like WWE, they will piss you off some, like how after Hell in a Cell with Seth Rollins and the Fiend, how they didn't even mention it that next night on Raw.
Wait, what Seth Rollins did what now?
Like with Hell in the Cell with Seth Rollins and The Fiend, how they just didn't even mention it that next night on Raw.
Like, I don't know. I'm still pissed off about that match. How do you disqualify a man in a no disqualification match? WWE's logic is retarded. Nothing short of. It's like they did that to Finley once before. He got disqualified in a fucking Royal Rumble. He hit somebody with a shillelagh. Like, no, you're disqualified. Like, what? Like, how does that make?
They don't think about their own rules, and they try to change them accordingly to fit their storylines, and then they expect us not to remember.
Yeah.
No, some of us remember shit. Some of us remember this.
Vince doesn't believe that you do.
He's out of touch. I know most trolls say it, but I know it's the truth. He's out of touch. Like, he's bad. For some odd reason, he thinks that, no disrespect to him at all, he thinks we give a fuck about R-Truth in the 24/7 championship.
Oh my!
That title was getting shit on 48 hours after it debuted.
Doug Flutie just wanted.
They need to fire that.
Like that
He
championship.
made that title pretty cool.
Like, I mean, I guess it's fun, but like,
he doesn't need that title.
It's right for us. The hardcore championship didn't. Like, once the hardcore went under 24/7 rules, it didn't even last this long.
Yeah.
I don't know. But all right, we're gonna go ahead.
And that's what they were trying to do.
1, 2. Repeat that.
Oh, I was just saying that's what they were trying to do with the 24/7 title. They were trying to bring back that what's the word? That pizzazz that the 24/7 hardcore title had without the hardcore part, because they're freaking out that they don't want to hurt the wrestlers, but they're taking it overboard.
Yeah, but like, I can't believe that these superstars that train for decades without ever being in an exhausting match can't kick out of a fucking roll-up. Right now, the roll-up has been responsible for more losses over the past 2 years than anything else. Like, bro, I've never seen so many people get rolled up and wait a minute. Oh, I've never practiced this in my training sessions. I don't know how to just shoot one shoulder up. Okay, referee has to stop his count. Like, what the fuck? What do you mean you can't kick out of a roll-up? Like, what if this is a surprise? Like, bro, if somebody surprises you in the middle of a dark alley and you have a gun, you're not gonna not pull your gun out and start shooting at them.
Yeah.
You know how to react appropriately to being surprised. So if somebody rolls you up, you're gonna not just lay there and be like, what? Especially if you're a wrestler and you hear the referee say 1, 2, instinctively you know I gotta kick out by 3. I don't know. It's just stupid, and it makes wrestlers look dumb. And I just can't wait until they finally have somebody who has a championship win it and just merge it with that championship, and it just silently goes into the midnight, and we never hear about it again. That's when R-Truth's career is going to come to an end, unfortunately. But like at this point, they're not going to put a main title on him. He's probably not going to get a mid-card title, so just let it be.
Unfortunately, probably not.
But yeah, at this point, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. It's been a little bit of time. Went on ahead and got that premium too, so we ain't got to worry about stopping and starting meetings again. So we're all good to go.
Yep.
But we're going to go ahead and, like I said, wrap it up. We're going to reconvene next week at our normal time because the Super Bowl is not going to be going on this Sunday. Matter of fact, I lied. We won't be able to do it next Sunday because next Sunday is NXT Vengeance Day. So we may have to do this again next Saturday.
Oh, man.
Or is it going to be – no, it's going to be on the 14th. Okay, yeah, so it's going to be next Sunday. That's when TakeOver is going to be. So we'll just go ahead and do a weekend review next Saturday at around the same time, 7:30. Hey, it's been nice. I love having these meetings now. They're starting to become the thing that I look forward to every single weekend because it's fun now. So we're starting to get some traction with this. But hey, thank you guys for coming to another episode of All Talk Wrestling. And you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday night.
All right. You too.